Well, hello and welcome to the Encanto tier list of all the characters. Kind of, not all the characters, but I'll explain. So right now I'm currently in the middle of editing my Encanto is an adaptation of Edith Finch video. That's taking a while, but right now I'm just waiting on for like some files to transfer before I can continue editing. So I just figured why not do this? I'm fully immersed in Encanto to the point where I just wanted to do this. That's just kind of it. Also, if you don't know what video I'm talking about, I'll put a link. I don't know how would people have organically found this one first. Tier lists still get clicks. Is that still? I think they still get clicks. Whatever. So I'm gonna be ranking almost every character, essentially every family member that has a gift. Because what I'm gonna be ranking today is not specifically the characters themselves, but their gifts and whether I would want them. That's what I'm tier ranking. I'm not tier ranking them as people. Just objectively, which family member's powers would I want? That's it. So I have this tier list. I also found this one, which I thought was fun because I don't care. They include Mariano and Pedro here, but I specifically like this one because they included the house, which is a character. Okay, not like it's a round character. It's a pretty flat character, but it is a character tier. It's a sentient house. So I thought that was fun, but I'm not ranking the house. The house doesn't have a power. Just gonna be ranking these guys, so we'll get to that. So, first off, I want to rank Mirabel. I'm gonna be putting her right here in C. I know she doesn't have a power, but just to kind of show you what I mean here, I don't want to label these, I don't want to go through the work of doing that, that's kind of a lot. But I do want to put her here as kind of like a baseline, you know, like Mirabel has no power, so anything that goes above her is a power I wouldn't mind having. Anything below is a power I don't want. I would rather have no power than have that power. Yeah. Actually, you know what, just for symmetry's sake, I'm gonna put her like directly in the middle. So I have like two tiers of I don't want that power and two tiers of I want that power to go. Yeah, okay. Not that there's many characters to rank here. Like, I'm not gonna be ranking Abuela. She doesn't have a power either, so. Okay, first off, I guess we'll go somewhat in order. Let's just start off with like the most obvious one. Luisa, super strength. Obviously, who wouldn't want? I mean, I guess I could think of a few reasons why you wouldn't want it. You know, if you're getting into like the nitty gritty of super strength, like if you are just that strong, then you might just have to like consciously turn off your power, you know? Otherwise, you like grab a cup and you're so strong that you just immediately crush it without thinking. But in the movie, Luisa doesn't seem to struggle with that at all, so I'm assuming that that's not a problem for her. And super strength is just nice, you know? It'd be cool to lift stuff. It's not like I want it. Like, I don't think I'm in dire need of needing to lift stuff super heavy. I think it'd be fun to have, which is why it's here. It's like above, I'd like to have it, but I also don't necessarily need it, so it's not up here. But super strength, yeah, that's just like an easy one. I feel like that's a superpower most people would want anyways, so. Bruno is next. I don't want to see the future. That is not something I would want. We don't talk about Bruno, pretty much just lays out all the cons to seeing the future. You know, people will probably hate you if you tell them what their future is, but even if you don't tell people what their future is, and I'm sure people will ask you, and that would be annoying too, like, oh, can you look into my future? Like, that would be annoying to deal with. But even past that, like, I just wouldn't want to know for myself. You know, like, if I just look into the future and see, like, someone dies that I love, that would suck. I would hate that. I don't want to know that. His power sucks. I would not want that. Also, his power seems like kind of a hassle to use. Like, it's not just something he can just do. He has to, like, be in a wide open area and, like, set up this sand circle and burn leaves and stuff. That's a lot of work, and I'm very lazy. So even if I had his power, that's a lot of steps I don't want to go through. Peppa's also one I don't want. Yeah, like, and it's not even I don't want it. Like, I massively don't want these powers. Like, I just do not want them. The thing is, I don't think her power is ever really framed as a positive thing throughout the entire movie, which is so funny. Like, the entire movie is just her kind of being annoyed by it, like, people yelling at her that she needs to cheer up because it's raining.
Peppa, calm down.
I'm doing my best.
Yes.
You're lucky it's not a hurricane.
It has to be perfect, and it's not perfect.
And people are going to be coming.
You're
I'm not
naming
afraid.
the flowers. The flowers. Peppa, you have a cloud.
I feel so bad for Peppa. It's not like, of course, at the end, it shows her kind of being happy and, like, embracing her power, which is, you know, nice. It fits in with the themes. And, like, it's hailing. It's not necessarily rain, but, you know, she's just being herself, and that's fine. But I still would hate that. Like, oh my god, imagine being, like, depressed, and then it just starts raining on you, like, directly on you. Stressed out, like, a hurricane just appears? Are you kidding? That would suck. I wouldn't want, like, a hurricane to exacerbate my stress levels. The movie did not do a good job at convincing me to both these powers. In fact, they showed a lot of reasons as to why I don't want those powers. This is a good power. I want that. I want I mean, most, like, healing powers are already good on their own, but I just love that extra touch of you heal people through the food that you cook. I'm assuming that if I had this power, I'd also be good at cooking, because I'm not, like, amazing at cooking right now or anything. So it would suck if, like, I was just bad at cooking, but my power relied on me being good at it. No, I'm not dropping it here because I'm bad at cooking. No, I think that's a plus. You know, if you have this power, you're probably good at cooking. Otherwise, you would have to learn. I guess anything, yeah, this power would be a good excuse to learn how to cook. So, yeah, this is a good power. Again, like, healing powers are usually just a good thing to have. Like in My Hero, Recovery Girl's power is one I'd want the most. I don't know what else I'm thinking of. I can't really think of any other properties that have healing powers off the top of my head. But yeah, hers is just a good one. It's just a good one. I would want that. That's a good power. Isabella is also... I'm going to put her here. Her power is kind of objectively the most powerful one in the entire family. Like, not only can she just endlessly grow flowers, like, we see her grow flowers without any limit. She doesn't tire. She just kind of spins around and, like, flowers just shoot out from around her, and I don't think at any point do we ever see her, like, start to get tired from growing all this stuff. Like, no, she has seemingly no limit. And on top of that, also no limit in terms of what she can grow. Like, at first it's just like, oh, she can grow, like, vines and flowers, but no, she can grow quite literally anything that's alive. She grows, like, some carnivorous plant that I'm not sure exists. Like, I don't know if that's, like, actually based off a real plant or not. Point is, like, if it seems like any living plant she can just grow. She can just grow a tree and just shoot up with it. No, that's, like, objectively and vines, obviously. Like, she can grow vines and control the vines. That's objectively the most powerful power. I think the main reason I wouldn't want it, though, I just don't know if I'd want to deal with, like, plants. Like, at multiple points in the movie, it shows her flowers just kind of, like, fading away. So I guess maybe, like, my fears about cleanup are unfounded, but I don't know. I feel like that'd just be a lot to deal with. Also, just having my entire aesthetic be flowers and just, like, flowers everywhere. I don't know. Like, flowers are nice, but I don't know if I'd want them literally everywhere. Also, bees, right? I don't want to, like, attract bees and stuff. Ugh. Yeah, no. Again, it's not, like, I don't want it. Like, I want it. It's just not it's not the top tier. I don't need it. I guess I don't need any of these powers. That's a bad way to put it. Antonio's is, I think I wouldn't mind it. I don't want it, per se. Like, at face value, being able to talk to animals seems fun, but also, I don't just want to, like, be walking around, like, a park, and then I just hear a bunch of animals screaming. It's also usually unclear with powers like these, like, a lot of times when these powers, like, pop up in, like, media, the face value is just like, oh, they can talk to animals. But it's also just implied that they can, like, control them, too, to an extent. Like, they just kind of, like, ask the animals to do stuff, and the animals will just do it for them, like, kind of discounting the possibility that maybe the animals will just, like, not listen to them. Like, you can understand the animals, sure, but that doesn't guarantee that they're gonna want to, do your bidding or anything. Yeah, I feel like I already don't like really talking to people, so talking to animals, that's just, like, widening the pool of conversation. And I don't know, animals don't seem that smart, personally. I don't really want to, like, talk to my house cat. I don't think she'll have anything meaningful to say. But I also, like, wouldn't mind it. Like, if an animal's complaining, you know what to give them and stuff like that. That's cool. But also, I don't want it. Like, I'm fine not having it. It's, like, the same as not having a power. I just wouldn't mind it. It's fine, but I also don't want it. Alright, we really only have 2 left. Abuela doesn't really have a power again. Her main thing in the family is just owning the candle. So, yeah, that's not really a power. Do I put her here just because she also doesn't have a power? Sure, I'll put her here. You go right next to Mirabelle. 2 left. Yeah, not really a long thing to tier rank or anything. I don't want this. I don't want super hearing. It doesn't really seem like a power that Dolores can turn off. It seems pretty involuntary, like she just hears stuff. Like, it seems like in the movie she can focus in on stuff, like Abuela asks her to, like, hone in on what Mariano's saying across, like, the village or whatever. So you can like specifically pick out conversations if you want to hear stuff, but there's multiple points throughout the movie when loud stuff is happening and she's, like, covering her ears, because her hearing's super sensitive. That would suck, Imagine going to, like, any music festival. You literally couldn't, otherwise you probably have ruptured eardrums. And also, on top of that, like, what if people, like, talk about me behind my back? I don't want to hear that. I don't want to, like, hear people gossip about me. Not really a lot of pros that can see this one, but I don't think I necessarily dislike having it as much as these two. Like, these two have literally no pros. I guess maybe here, like, I'm a nosy person. I would want to hear gossip at a restaurant or something, but I still don't want it. That seems like a lot to deal with. All right, last one with the real power, Camilo. His power isn't necessarily good or bad or anything, but I don't know if I need it. It's just kind of he turns into people. It doesn't really seem like there's any limit to the people he can turn into. Like, Bruno disappeared when he was 5, but he still, like, retained Bruno, I guess, in his memory long enough for him to transfer. Like, it's not a location thing. Like, he doesn't need to be nearby or making eye contact with someone to turn into them. It's just kind of like he has a compendium of people in his head, maybe, and that just kind of gets filed away. It's like a different version of Luis's super strength, which she just seems abnormally strong, but, like, Camilo could just, like, turn into someone that is really strong, and, you know, that could essentially be the same thing. Yeah, I don't know if I'll just put it here. I don't necessarily, like, want it or don't want it, but I guess I wouldn't mind having it. Like, I can't think of literally any instance where I need/want to turn into someone else, but I guess it's not necessarily a bad thing to have. Like, you could just, like, not use your power. You know, it's not like Dolores's or Peppa's when it's just kind of always on and you can't turn it off. Like, here it's just a power that you can choose to use. So that's neat. Okay, so you may think I'm done, but okay, controversial statement here, but Augustine definitely has a power, and it is his just power to be accident prone, which I think is very funny. In the opening song, where Mirabelle is introducing everyone, she specifically mentions that her father is very accident prone, and he just gets, you know, he's just prone to getting stung by bees. I think that's a funny part. Not that I want it, I don't want it, but I think he has a power, and he deserves to be on this list, you know? I don't know where he got his power from, but I don't know, maybe he, like, pissed off a god or something. He just really has really bad luck now. All right, that's it. Again, just a super short, kind of just quick thing I wanted to do in the middle of, you know, the Encanto Edith Finch video, which is a monster. I'm nearing completion with it, but I pretty much know how long it is now, and boy, is that thing long. This is the definitive tier list of every power in Edith Finch, based off whether I would want it or not. You know, make your judgments as you will. I really can't imagine why anyone would really want either one of these two powers. Maybe if you're Bruno, you could, like, look into the future of, like, the stock market and be rich. I still wouldn't want to know the future or have the ability to know the future. That seems bad. I don't want that. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching this. If you haven't seen my Edith Finch Encanto video, I'm putting a lot more work into that, so please watch that if you're interested. But otherwise, that's it for this. Just a quick little tier ranking list. Nothing else, really. Okay, bye.